Hey, this is Abla speaking, doing a One Piece chapter review slash opinion piece on chapter 1055. No cover page, strange. I guess sort of forgot about that. And I guess there's maybe three parts to this chapter. The first part is Green Bull and Momonosuke. The second part is Robin and the history of Wano. Well, some of the history of Wano. And the last part, I guess, is a bit of Shanks, I would say. Yeah, so we'll start with Green Bull. So Green Bull is continuing his fight, and I guess this is going to be a major moment for Momonosuke, and it is. He is a well-written character, in my opinion. So Momonosuke doesn't want Yamato to interfere, to help him in any shape or form, because he doesn't want to taint her send-off. And Momonosuke makes a fair point here, saying that they're going to leave, and if they can't defend their country, then they can't rely on Luffy coming back to help them out. They have to be able to defend it on their own. And it is true. This is 100% true. Momonosuke is correct. And it is kind of looking bad for Green Bull. It's been a downwards, like, Oda's nerfing the admirals in a way. So it's not looking good for him. And he does state if Kaido was still here, he wouldn't even shown up. He would have not even shown up. This is clearly stating that admirals do not equal Yonko. And we see the Scabbards putting up a fight. Raizo gets stabbed and he starts getting his nutrients sucked in a way. And we see that Momonosuke actually produces a blast breath. In his blast breath, he destroys a whole portion of Green Bull, of Ryukuji. And Green Bull appears to be in pain. So much for the fireproof stuff. Because he did say he had fireproof, but so much. Now, can you imagine if this was Kaido? Does that mean Kaido would have one-shotted him? Potentially speak, because then he receives a direct attack point blank. And it pretty much destroys everything Green Bull has made. And it's forcing Green Bull to take the fight serious. So you mean business, fine then. Yep, so he's being serious. He's now armament hacking his roots and everything. And the fight ends with Green Bull retreating because of a certain someone. And we're going to get to that certain someone. But in my opinion, the admirals are looking real bad. They've been taking L's after L's after L's. And we have this prejudiced justice dude here right here. Not looking too good for them. And I'm wondering Oda's doing this purposely because he's planning on redeeming them in some shape or form. Could be possibility. But we find out why he... So we're going to get to the small portion of Shanks. And the small portion of Shanks is Shanks just speaking. Shanks just speaking intimidates Green Bull so much that he has to full-on retreat. He has to do a full retreat. Like, it's ridiculous. He's able to project his conqueror's haki from miles upon miles away. He's not even in the shores of Wano. He's still out in the sea. Near Wano. So he's able to project his haki with haki lightning so fast and project his voice too. And he starts calling him not dirty. He's like, there's a very serious panel there of Shanks. Are you that afraid of the new era? And he pretty much disses on Green Bull. And Green Bull is in pain. And he also de-transforms immediately. The moment his haki hits, he de-transforms. Devil Fruit Negation haki? Maybe. And it's potentially hinted that Shanks can hear the voice of all things or project his voice to anywhere he wants. And it's pretty impressive. Even his crew are saying not to do it easy with the sudden haki blast. All their new guys are foaming at the mouth. So they have new crewmates in their mouth. And they're foaming at the mouth, I guess. They couldn't handle the Shanks. And this to me projects that Shanks haki, potentially speaking, Shanks is one of the strongest haki users in One Piece. Potentially. And this I think this in a way boosts his Draco Mihawk, because remember, they're rivals. They fought on equal footing. That means Draco Mihawk had to keep up with Shanks' absurd levels of hockey. So that is pretty impressive in my opinion. So that's the character component. We get a flashback here, and we do see a small silhouette, and it does look like Ulti from the movie, her haircut, or the little minions, like ribbons she has in her hair, something like that. It's strange. I guess Oda's trying to make it canon, but not confirm anyone 100%. So we'll see where this goes. And that's it for Shanks. That's pretty much all Shanks does. He speaks, he gives a speech, and an admiral straight up surrenders. Now it's unclear if Yamato says he left, and at the ending of the page, it's a small panel. This is also a tribute to how much of a non-threat the admirals are, because we have Zoro, Jinbei, Luffy, and Sanji. They were all aware of what was happening, and they were not even interfering. They were relying on Momo to take care of business. If Momo would have been in any danger, they would have stepped in. That means Greenbow was not even a threat to them. And it is explained, and Luffy did fight one-on-one against Kaido, so I don't see how Greenbow's beating Luffy in any shape or form, or especially Sanji, who has the new Diablo Jambe, like the hotter surface thing. And if Blast Burst was able to nuke Greenbow, imagine what Sanji can do. Then we have Zoro, Jinbei. Like, he is not winning. Like, Oda brought this dude for a losing battle. Now, they do say he left, or he's gone. Sanji says he's left. So, my opinion, is he gonna take King and Queen as prisoners? Yamato's cheering. Momonosuke's crying because he actually did it. So that's that for them, and that's impressive in their phone. And it's understandable. They have come to this point where admirals are not a threat, and only Yonko tier characters are a threat to them. That means we only have 2 left, 3 left, because Buggy. But we know Buggy's something else. But we have Shanks, which is not truly a threat, because they have this sort of relationship. But then we have Blackbeard, who is definitely a threat. And in my opinion, as for this part, like Momonosuke, that incredibly well written character, Momonosuke, huge character progression for him. Yamato was confirmed she's been given a send off. She's gonna get a send off. She is leaving, so that's good. And Momonosuke is gonna have to man up. And Green Bull, full on retreat, took an L. Took a major L, in my opinion. This is the admirals are pretty much in the dirt, but I think Oda's gonna redeem him in some shape or form. I don't see how. It's probably gonna be something major, in my opinion, but we'll see where this goes. Now let's go to the history and the little robbing X law thing, which is it's pretty cute. And we finally get to see where Odin's father is taking him. So he's taking him deep below Wano. And apparently, there's another Wano submerged under Wano. And it turns out that Wano used to be a larger country, but it sank. It sank underwater, and it got covered by fresh water, not seawater. And that's why it's been preserved. My opinion is how did this landmass, because you see in the pictures, how did this landmass suddenly popped up to form the other Wano? Like, who put that there? Because it's clearly not there when it sinks, but then it shows up. And who's the one who erected these? Because Wano used to be at sea level, but then, and he does speak at the weapon, like it's left ambiguous. So they keep going down. And my point is, because it does say that Jack found this, but how did he find it? I thought he can't swim. How did he swim under here? So Law and we finally see the road poneglyph, and Robin says that we only need one more. And apparently, Earth. Okay, so apparently you have to go deeper. Old Wano, you have to go deeper. So yeah, you have to go deeper. Apparently there's a cavern that goes deeper, and that's where Pluton is reticent, and he's never seen Pluton or what it is. But apparently the only way to unleash Pluton is to bring down the walls, pretty much to bring down the borders of Wano. So that explains why Momonosuke, because he does says, because it's strange here, because it's unclear if Pluton is a living creature or something, because he says unleash the ancient weapon upon to the world, and it's said to rest, and in the Scanlacious is sleeping. So this is it's left ambiguous if Pluton is alive. So that's pretty strange. I wonder why it's left. Is Pluton like I'm hoping it could be that the theory, because there have been some theories that a Wano country is actually in the back of a giant sea turtle or some sort of animal, and that's why it's resting. It's asleep right now. So the walls need to come down, and the only one who could bring the walls down is Zunisha, apparently. So now we have the final road poneglyph. Law and Robin are present. So Robin's gonna read that. Law's gonna know what. And there's the cute thing about Robin and Law, there's some sort of flirtation going on here. I'm surprised I'm surprised you sniffed this out. And then Law's out. You're like he's some kind of hyena. He sniffed out Robin, like he knows Robin's scent. And then we see a cute thing here where Robin starts clawing up a crawl space to look at the window to see Wano, the sunken Wano, and Law just pops right next to her, like, and she's like, "No, hey, no fair." So this is a little cute moment here. Robin X Law, and I'm curious to what Law's gonna do now, because their allegiance should be over, right? But he's still like, he respects Luffy a lot, and he's not gonna do like a backstab or something like that. But we know what Law wants to find out the history of the D clan, and I guess in a way this is very important for him to be here, because remember he wants to find the history of the D. So this is a significant moment for his character in a way, or it could lead him to the Vartel. So now, I think the next chapter should be the send-off chapter, the final chapter of Wano, maybe, potentially speaking. And we're finally gonna confirm that Yamato's leaving with them and all that stuff. And I think this is a great chapter. It is still we're still in Wano, and for some reason we're still in Act 3. When is Act 3 ending? Did Oda forget he was doing the Act stuff? Because we're still in Act 3 right now. Like, what's happening with that? What's happening with the Act 3 thing? I'm hoping Oda didn't forget he was doing the Act stuff, because we're still in Act 3. I don't get it. When it should say Act 3 end at I think it should say at this chapter, and then the next chapter should be epilogue. But Oda might have forgotten, because he did forget to do cover pages, because we were still doing Vince Smoke family escaping Whole Cake, so he forgot about that. Anyway, this is a great chapter. It demeans the admirals, it nerfs them in a way. Shanks is propelled to pretty much the stratosphere in terms of power level, and characters related to him like Mihawk, not Buggy, Blackbeard too, because remember Blackbeard gave him the scars, so that's impressive in a way. Momonosuke's major character moment. I wonder what his send-off is gonna be. Is he gonna cry or like be happy? That's my curiosity. And then we get the history stuff, and the history stuff, well, we don't get like I don't think it's just information about Wano, which is not that very interesting in my opinion. I'm more interested in to say what the road poneglyph says. And we still haven't found out what the other poneglyph where the Kakeshi dolls are, it says. So that's strange. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace out and have a nice day.